Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
The number of monkeypox cases is on the rise. Yeah, symptoms of monkeypox include a bumpy rash, fever, and the sudden urge to hurl your fecal matter at people. Elon Musk allegedly pressured a flight attendant on a corporate flight for a happy ending. Maybe Elon should rename his company Space XXX. A horse named Early Voting won the Preakness on Saturday. Mail-in ballots is expected to finish the race in a week or two.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
I tried two different white iPhone cables. Made sure I even unplugged my dash cam because thinking maybe that's sucking up all the power. I don't know. So I tried the plugs in the front. Nothing. The plugs in the back. Nothing. Can't get my phone to charge in the new car. I had to call the dealer and go for a service appointment. I get there and the guy who's checking me in says, well, let me just see what's going on here. And he grabs a cable out of his back pocket, unrolls it, plugs it into my car, and then plugs my phone in and bing! Now my phone's charging. Just like that. I'm like, come on. He shoves it in every plug. They all work. I'm like, I tried two cables. I hand him one of my cables. He's like, looking at it. He puts on this meter. Yeah, that cable's broken, dude. Yeah, two bad cables. The very nice man laughed just a little too hard at me. I want to know your silliest, craziest reasons you had to call the service department at the dealership. Tell me those stories. Open mic on the Rock 107 app. Free download from your iPhone or Android. Or call the Rock lines 1-888-ROCK 107, 1-888-7625-107. Karen on the Rock lines. Tell me all about it.
I couldn't figure out how to turn the four ways off on a Ford Focus titanium car that I had. I had to drive to the dealership for them to turn them off.
Were they able to show you, and can you do it now?
Yes.
All right. Well, as long as you learned something, I feel better about that. Eric says the day after I got my new car, I needed to retrieve something out of it. And I'd hit the unlock button on the key fob, then leave the keys hanging on the door, only to get to the car outside, and it's locked. I did this several times, making sure I was hitting the unlock button, watching the lights flash, and then when I get there, the doors were still locked. So I did it one more time, and I brought the keys with me. And the doors were still locked, so I used a physical key to unlock the door. I called the dealership. They took me in immediately, only to find out the doors relock if not opened within 10 seconds of opening them when you use the key fob. Lisa from Dunmore on the Rock lines. Give me that crazy reason you tucked your car in.
I had to take my car into the service station to change my time. I couldn't change the time myself.
That can be confusing. There's so many weird ways and all that kind of stuff. What kind of car is it?
I have a Subaru Forester.
Yeah. You know what? My in-laws have them, and I'm always changing it for them because they can't figure it out either. You're not alone.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, we're all doing these. Oh, look, I could change the time to Forester. I can't figure out I had bad cables for my iPhone. John says earlier this year, my 2021 car wouldn't start. So I jumped it with my 2014. And then I drove the 2021 to the dealership, walked to the service deck and said, hey, this thing's not starting. I had to jump it. And when I told them there was 1,800 miles on the car, which I've had for 15 months, the service attendant stopped hitting the keyboard and said, you got to drive it. It seems with all the electronics on board, if you don't take those puppies out and give them a drive every once in a while, the alternator won't charge the battery. Lesson learned. Mark from Brisbane, open mic on the Rock 107 app. Crazy reason you had to get help with your car.
Prospector. My dumb thing was calling roadside assistance. I've always driven manual cars, and for some unknown reason I got an automatic. Pulled out to the shops, left it in drive, came back, started, wouldn't start. Spent half an hour to start down, and sorry for the language. Called up roadside assist. He come out, laughed at me, and says, "Mate, it's got to be in neutral."
It's got to be in neutral or park. You can't leave it in drive and expect it to start. Oh, it happens to all of us. Don't feel bad. You're not alone.
There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A 13-year-old who's gone through 18 months of chemotherapy got to design a paint job for an actual monster truck. They also did a toy version of that truck, but it appears to be sold out already. $10 from each sale went to St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
It's time to make somebody's day. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and for the last couple of weeks, we've been qualifying people to go out to Colorado, the Rock 107 Light Side of the Moon contest with Blue Moon Light Sky, where we hook somebody up with the trip to Colorado, tickets to see Brit Floyd's World Tour at Red Rocks Amphitheater, and a tour of the original Blue Moon Brewery inside Rockies Ballpark. And, well, we know who the winner is. Well, I know who the winner is. And I guess I'll tell you, his name is Greg, and I know I'm going to say it wrong, Sispansky. He's from Mountaintop. We're going to get him on the phone right now and tell him he won.
Hello?
Hey, is this Greg Sispansky?
This is Greg.
Greg, did I murder your last name?
Not too bad.
It's Prospector from Rock 107. Any idea why I might be calling you today?
A small idea.
You were entered for Rock 107's Light Side of the Moon contest, and guess what? You're our big winner, buddy. You're going out to Colorado, all that good stuff.
Who? Me?
You're the winner, Greg.
Oh, it's amazing.
I wouldn't call you to tell you somebody else, but yeah, Tom's winning. I just wanted you to know first. Yeah, brother, you're a big winner. You're going to go out there. You're going to experience all that stuff. You're hooked up from Blue Moonlight Sky and Rock 107. You're going out to Colorado. You're going to Red Rock Amphitheater, which is an amazing venue. You're going to tour the original Blue Moon Brewery at the Rocky Ballpark, and then we'll fly you back here to Northeast PA. How's that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, man, you're a winner from Rock 107. Congrats.
All right, thanks, Prospector. Appreciate it.
Rock 107's next big thing is, of course, our Ultimate Bingo Bash. Keep listening because we're going to qualify somebody to get a couple of seats at the table and maybe win some of the amazing prizes we have. The Ultimate Bingo Bash from Rock 107.
Rock 107.
This part of the show is brought to you by Monkeypox. Holy crap. Here we go again.
You can still reach out and touch someone.
Oh, yay!
Just get permission first.
If you were smart, you do the same.
Send Prospector a message with Open Mic, a free download from the Apple App Store. What's a Yambag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
You know when you're on the road and some jerk just ignores an ambulance with its lights on and the ambulance looks like it's going to ram right into that vehicle and push it out of the way? Well, the reverse kind of just happened. A man in Washington State was arrested after road raging on an ambulance last Monday evening. The ambulance was headed back to the local fire station when a man in a truck started flipping out. He was mad because he thought the ambulance pulled out in front of him and was going too slow. It did not have its sirens or anything on. They came up to an intersection and the guy pulled up next to the ambulance, confronted the crew, and rammed his truck into the side of the ambulance. His truck got wedged and stuck in the process. Police showed up, noticed that the guy had beer and marijuana in his truck, and he was allegedly enjoying both while driving. He was arrested for DUI and possession and was taken to jail. No one was hurt.
Nominee number 2.
Cops didn't have to use spike strips to stop this lady because something else worked even better. A 53-year-old woman was driving through Rochester, Minnesota on Monday using a bullhorn last week to yell at people from her car. She was apparently yelling stuff about religion because she later said she was trying to spread the word of God. And she'd been doing it for at least 5 days. 9 people had lodged noise complaints. The cops saw her doing it again last Monday while running a red light. She took off when they tried to pull her over, and they didn't catch her at that point. But then another cop saw her at another intersection about 45 minutes later. Through the bullhorn, she yelled, "Oh, look, I'm getting pulled over," then tried to outrun that cop too, but didn't get far because she failed to notice an active construction zone up ahead. She crashed through some barricades and finally stopped after driving straight into a bunch of wet cement. Her car was stuck and cops arrested her. She's facing 2 counts of fleeing police, 1 count of first-degree property damage, and 1 count of driving without insurance. The construction crew says she caused at least $30,000 in damages.
And the winner is...
the woman who drove into the wet cement while trying to run from the cops. You are the Yambag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yambag of the Week competition. Stay tuned for all the nominees for Prospector's Yambag of the Day, weekday mornings right here on Rock 107.
Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.